Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Amos 3, verse 7.
In ancient Babylon, a Hebrew captive named Daniel received visions that would shake the foundations of history. He saw kingdoms rise and fall centuries before they existed. He predicted the exact sequence of world empires with terrifying accuracy. The golden head of Babylon, the silver chest of Persia, the bronze belly of Greece, the iron legs of Rome. Every detail fulfilled precisely as foretold. But Daniel's most chilling prophecies aren't about the past. They're about our future, a final kingdom of iron and clay, a time of unprecedented tribulation, the return of the King of Kings. These aren't just ancient stories. They're tomorrow's headlines waiting to be written. The question isn't whether Daniel's prophecies will come true. History proves they always do. The question is, are you ready for what comes next? Discover His grace and walk in faith. This is not fiction. This is Bible truth. Stay until the end.
In the 3rd year of the reign of King Jehoiakim of Judah, a storm of judgment fell upon Jerusalem. Nebuchadnezzar, the mighty king of Babylon, came with his army, and the holy city was besieged. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar. The treasures from the house of God were taken, carried to the land of Shinar, placed in the temple of Babylon's false gods. The vessels of gold that once shone in God's house now rested in darkness.
Ashpenaz, bring to me the best of Israel's youth, those of royal blood and noble birth. They must be handsome, wise and skillful, fit to serve in my palace. Teach them the language and the knowledge of the Chaldeans.
And so it was decreed. The king ordered daily portions from his royal table, fine meats and wine, to nourish these captives for 3 years, that they might stand before him strong and learned. Among those taken were 4 young men from Judah: Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
From this day you shall bear new names: Daniel, Belteshazzar, Hananiah, Shadrach, Mishael, Meshach, Azariah, Abednego.
Babylon changed their names, but could not change their hearts. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the king's meat, nor with the wine he drank. Daniel from verse 8.
Sir, I beg your permission. Do not require us to eat the king's food. Let us not defile ourselves before our God.
God granted Daniel favor and compassion with the prince of the eunuchs.
Daniel, I fear the king. If you appear weaker than the others, he will have my head.
Please, test your servants for 10 days. Give us only vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our faces with those who eat the king's food, and deal with us as you see fit.
And so the steward agreed. For 10 days Daniel and his friends ate only what was pure. At the end of 10 days their faces appeared brighter, and their bodies healthier than all the others who feasted at the king's table. From then on the steward gave them vegetables and water. And God gave these 4 young men knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Daniel 1:17. When the time came for presentation before Nebuchadnezzar, the king spoke with them himself. And among them all, none were found like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore, they stood before the king.
You 4 are 10 times wiser than all my magicians and astrologers.
From captives to counselors, from slaves to servants of kings. And Daniel remained faithful through every season until the first year of King Cyrus.
And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, the king dreamed dreams, dreams that shook his soul and broke his sleep.
What is this dream? It burns in my mind, yet I cannot remember it.
His spirit was troubled, and his sleep fled from him.
Bring to me the magicians, the astrologers, the sorcerers, and the Chaldeans. Let them tell me what I have dreamed.
They stood before the king, trembling, uncertain.
O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation.
The dream is gone from me. If you cannot tell me the dream and its meaning, you shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a heap of ruin. But if you can, you shall receive gifts, honor, and great reward.
The magician stalled for time, for none could know what the king had dreamed.
You are all deceivers. There is but one decree for you. You seek to buy time and speak lies before me.
O king, there is not a man upon the earth who can show the king's matter. Only the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh, could reveal such a thing.
For this cause, the king became furious and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. The order went out. The wise men were to be slain, and they sought Daniel and his friends.
Why is the king's decree so urgent?
Because none could tell him his dream, and his wrath burns hot.
Then Daniel, with counsel and wisdom, went in before the king and asked for time, that he might reveal the dream and its interpretation. That night Daniel returned to his house. He told Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah everything.
Let us seek mercy from the God of heaven, that we may not perish with the rest of the wise men.
And they prayed. In the stillness of the night, God answered. The secret was revealed to Daniel in a vision.
Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changes the times and the seasons. He sets up kings and removes kings. He reveals the deep and secret things. The light dwells with him.
The next morning, Daniel went to Arioch.
Do not destroy the wise men of Babylon. Bring me before the king, and I will show him his dream.
O king, I have found among the captives of Judah a man who can reveal your dream.
Daniel, are you able to tell me the dream and its interpretation?
The secret which the king demands, no wise man, astrologer, or magician can reveal, but there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets.
And Daniel spoke of the dream.
Thou, O king, sawest a great image. Its brightness was mighty, and its form was terrifying. The image's head was of gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, and its feet, part iron, part clay. You watched until a stone was cut out without hands, which struck the image on its feet of iron and clay and broke them to pieces. Then the whole statue shattered, the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold, and the wind carried them away like chaff from a threshing floor. But the stone became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and this is the meaning. Thou, O king, art the head of gold. After thee shall arise another kingdom, inferior to thee, then a third of bronze, then a fourth, strong as iron, breaking all things in pieces. And as thou sawest the feet of iron and clay, that kingdom shall be divided, strong and weak together. But in the days of these kings, the God of heaven shall set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. It will crush all others, and it will stand forever.
When Daniel finished speaking, silence filled the throne room. Then King Nebuchadnezzar rose from his throne, trembling.
Truly your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings and the revealer of secrets, since you have revealed this mystery."
And the king honored Daniel with gifts and power, making him ruler over the whole province of Babylon and chief among all the wise men. Daniel then requested that his friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, be set over the affairs of Babylon, and the king granted his request. And thus, from a forgotten captive to a counselor of kings, Daniel's faith shone in the darkest empire of men. For the God of heaven still reveals secrets, and his kingdom shall stand forever. We are living in the final chapters of history. Many do not see it. Many are not aware. But the world as we know it is about to change. The Bible is not a myth. It is truth. Its prophecies are sure, proven, and unfolding before our very eyes. What Daniel saw in King Nebuchadnezzar's dream was not just ancient history. It was a map of world empires, each rising and falling exactly as God foretold. And now, only one part of that image remains. We are living in the toes of iron and clay, a time of divided kingdoms, unstable alliances, and human pride trying to unite what God has separated. But the prophecy doesn't end there. Daniel saw a stone cut out without hands, a kingdom not built by man, but by God himself, a kingdom that will stand forever. Everything around us, the nations, the systems, the powers, is moving toward that final moment when the kingdom of heaven will replace them all. So stay with us, because in the next part, we will uncover the meaning of the image of Daniel 2, and how every part of that prophecy has been fulfilled, and what it means for you and me today, standing on the edge of eternity. Don't turn away. History is closing, and prophecy is speaking louder than ever before.
The statue of Daniel. 2. We are living in the toenails of time. The statue of Daniel chapter 2 is not just an old Bible story. It is a warning. For our final hour, the dream begins with Nebuchadnezzar's own kingdom, but it ends with the kingdom of God breaking into human history. This prophecy outlines the entire sweep of world history, from the days of Babylon all the way down to the moments just before Jesus returns. Every metal, every empire, every detail has unfolded with perfect accuracy for more than 2,600 years. And now, only one part of the prophecy remains: the second coming of Christ. Let's walk through this with the urgency heaven intended. 1. Head of gold, Babylon. 606 to 539 BC. Daniel said plainly, "You are the head of gold." History confirms it exactly. Babylon was the richest and most glorious empire on earth. And when Babylon fell, the prophecy moved right on schedule. 2. Chest and arms of silver, Medo-Persia, 539 to 331 BC. The Medes and Persians, two powers united, two arms, conquered Babylon in 539 BC. Silver replaced gold, just as Daniel said. Another perfect fulfillment. 3. Belly and thighs of bronze, Greece, 331 to 168 BC. Alexander the Great swept across the world in 331 BC, overthrowing Medo-Persia. Bronze symbolized Greece, a nation famous for bronze shields and armor. Again, prophecy fulfilled to the letter. 4. Legs of iron. Rome, 168 BC to AD 476. Rome was different, strong, fierce, unstoppable. It matched the iron perfectly. Rome ruled when Jesus was born, exactly where prophecy places it. No mistakes, no gaps, no confusion. Every empire Daniel saw arrived in the exact order God predicted. 5. Feet of iron and clay divided Europe AD 476 to today. When Rome fell, something unusual happened. There was no fifth global empire. Instead, Europe fractured into many nations, strong in some areas like iron, but weak and unstable like clay. Daniel said these nations would try to unite, but they would never succeed. And for 1,500 years, history has proved God right. Charlemagne tried. Charles V tried. Louis XIV tried. Napoleon tried. Kaiser Wilhelm II tried. Hitler tried. Even the European Union struggles today. Iron and clay still refuse to mix. These 10 tribes were the groups that broke apart the Roman Empire when it fell in AD 476. Think of them like the building blocks that eventually became the countries of modern Europe. Here's who they were and what they became. 1. Alemanni, Germany. The Alemanni were a fierce Germanic tribe living in the region we now call southern Germany. They constantly fought Rome and eventually took over Roman territory. Their name is connected to the word Allemagne, which is still the French word for Germany today. 2. Franks, France. The Franks were a powerful warrior tribe who settled in the area that became modern France. Their kingdom grew strong and stable, and the very name, France, comes from Franks III. Anglo-Saxons, Britain. The Anglo-Saxons came from northern Germany and Denmark. They sailed to the islands of Britain, pushed out many of the local tribes, and became the foundation of England. The English language grew out of theirs. 4. Visigoths, Spain. The Visigoths were one of the major Gothic tribes. After attacking Rome, they moved west and settled in what is today Spain. They helped shape Spanish culture and early Spanish law. 5. Sueves, Portugal. The Sueves came from the northwest part of Europe. They settled in what later became Portugal, forming part of the region's early kingdoms. 6. Burgundians, Switzerland. The Burgundians were another Germanic tribe. They moved into the Alps, in the region of today's Switzerland. They formed the early foundation of the Swiss territories. 7. Lombards, Italy. The Lombards invaded Italy after Rome fell. For a time, they controlled much of the Italian peninsula. Their name survives in place, names like Lombardy, a region in northern Italy. The 3 that were destroyed: Vandals, Heruli, and Ostrogoths. These 3 tribes played major roles after Rome fell, but eventually, all 3 were completely wiped out. 1. Vandals. They traveled across Europe, eventually conquering North Africa. Later, they were destroyed by the Byzantine Empire. 2. Heruli. They settled in Italy for a short time, but were defeated and disappeared as a people. 3. Ostrogoths. They took control of Italy after the Heruli, but were eventually destroyed by the Byzantines too. Daniel's prophecy said 3 horns would be uprooted, and these are the 3 that vanished from history. We are living right now, not in the gold, not in the silver, not in the bronze, not in the iron, but in the fragile, unstable toenails of this prophetic statue. There is no next empire. There is no next superpower. There is no next world order in Daniel's prophecy. The next event is not political. It is not economic. It is not military. The next event is supernatural. The stone cut without hands. Jesus returns. Daniel saw a stone from heaven, cut out without human hands, rushing toward the statue. It struck the feet, shattered the entire image, and grew into a mountain that filled the whole earth. This stone is Christ. This mountain is his eternal kingdom. This moment is the second coming, not spiritual, not symbolic, not secret, literal, visible, glorious, universal. This is the climax of world history. What does this mean for us today? It means the prophetic clock is seconds before midnight. Every kingdom Daniel saw has come and gone, exactly as God declared. We are living in the final, fragile stage of Earth's history. We are living in the toenails of time, just before the stone hits, just before the sky splits open, just before the King of Kings returns. This is not the time to sleep spiritually. This is not the time to drift. This is the time to anchor your life in Christ, because heaven's next move will shake the entire world. Daniel remained faithful in Babylon, and God used him to touch a king's heart. Daniel stood firm, and Nebuchadnezzar recognized the true God. And the same God who guided the rise and fall of empires is guiding your story today. History isn't random. God is moving everything toward one destination, the return of Jesus Christ. He guides nations. He guides kings. And He can guide your life too. If God can direct the course of world history, He can certainly direct your future, because God is the Lord of history. We choose to trust Him. We surrender our lives to Him. We stand firm, and we look forward with hope, because the next kingdom is God's kingdom, and the next event is Christ's return. Jesus is coming soon. The question is, are you ready?
There shall be no other gods before me.
The golden statue gleamed under the desert sun. 60 cubits high, nearly 100 feet, it towered above Babylon's plain like a god of gold and pride. King Nebuchadnezzar had ordered it to be built, solid, shimmering, glorious, a monument not to heaven but to himself. Only months earlier, he had fallen before Daniel's God, proclaiming, "Surely your God is the God of gods," after Daniel revealed his dream of the great statue, gold, silver, bronze, iron, and clay, that foretold the rise and fall of empires. But now, the king's heart had changed. He couldn't stand the idea that Babylon, his empire, would one day fall. So he built his own image entirely of gold, as if to declare to heaven itself, "My kingdom will never end." The day came for the grand dedication. Trumpets blared, drums thundered, officials and governors from every province gathered at the statue's base, their eyes wide at its blinding brilliance.
People of every nation and language, when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, harp, and every kind of music, you must fall down and worship the golden image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. Whoever refuses will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, they stood tall while the sea of heads bowed low. Their hearts pounded, but their decision was made long before this day. They would not bend their knees to a lie, not to gold, not to power, not even to save their lives.
And soon their defiance was noticed. A group of astrologers, jealous, bitter men, hurried to the king. "O king, live forever. You made a decree that everyone must bow when the music plays. But there are certain Jews you placed over the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They pay no attention to you. They refuse to serve your gods or worship your image."
"Bring them to me." When the three men were dragged before him, the king's voice thundered in the hall. "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship my golden image?" He leaned forward, trying to soften his tone, almost fatherly. "Listen, when you hear the music again, I'll give you one more chance. Bow down and all will be forgiven. But if you refuse, you will be thrown into the fiery furnace. And what God will be able to rescue you from my hand?
Then, calmly, Shadrach spoke. O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it. But even if he does not, we will not serve your gods or worship the golden image you have set up.
Their voices didn't shake. Their faith didn't bend. They didn't know how God would save them, or if he would, but they trusted him anyway. The king's face twisted in rage. "Heat the furnace 7 times hotter!" he shouted. Guards rushed to obey, feeding the flames until the furnace roared like a living beast. The heat was unbearable. Even the soldiers who tied up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego collapsed from the flames as they threw the 3 into the inferno. The king watched with cold satisfaction until his expression changed.
Wait, didn't we throw 3 men into the fire? Yes, my king, his advisor stammered. Then why do I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed? And the 4th looks like the Son of God. The hall erupted in gasps. The fire that should have consumed them had become their refuge. The very flames that were meant to destroy had turned into their testimony. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out.
The 3 men stepped out, untouched. Their robes were not burned. Their hair wasn't singed. Not even the smell of smoke clung to them.
Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own. No one in all the empire is to speak against the God of these men, for there is no other God who can save in this way.
The lesson that day, the golden statue still stood, but the real glory belonged not to Babylon, not to its king, but to the God who walks through fire with his faithful ones. Centuries later, that same truth still stands. Faith that only works in comfort is no faith at all. The real power of belief shines when the flames rise, and we refuse to bow. Because sometimes, God doesn't keep us out of the fire, he steps into it with us. The message for us today. My friend, listen carefully. Real faith isn't proven when life is easy. Real faith is tested when the furnace is turned up 7 times hotter. When the pressure builds, when the pain deepens, when your prayers seem unanswered. That's where the fire burns hottest. That's where God refines his strongest vessels. Gold is never pure until it passes through the flame, and neither are you. Maybe right now, you feel surrounded by fire. Bills piling up, health failing, relationships breaking, the weight of life pressing from every side. You've prayed, and still, the heat keeps rising. You've wondered, God, where are you? But hear this. God doesn't abandon his own in the fire. He joins them in it. He doesn't leave you to burn. He walks beside you, unseen but unshaken. When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood in the flames, their ropes which tied them burned off, not their faith. The fire that was meant to destroy them only set them free, and that's what your fire will do. It will burn away the fear. It will burn away the doubt. It will burn away everything that doesn't belong, until only faith remains. Because God only refines what he intends to use. He only tests what he plans to trust. And he only puts his strongest vessels into the hottest fire, because he knows they shall come forth as gold. So when your troubles feel beyond you, remember this. Even if it costs everything, even if it means death, never bow to fear, never bow to compromise, never bow to the golden idols of this world. Stand for truth, stand for God, because the same God who stood in the furnace long ago still stands in your fire today.
As we walk through prophecy together, remember to stay humble and be faithful. Like, share, and subscribe to Untitled Bible Truth so we can continue spreading God's truth.